What is up, guys? Welcome to the stream. We're going to get started here in about 5 minutes or so. So just hang in there, relax. We'll get started soon. up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the stream. So we've had a pretty rough past couple of months, or I should say 8 months of downside, really. And we're now coming to a point where it's likely that we're probably at least close to the bottom. Right? I haven't been trying to call the bottom recently. I've just been saying that we're at least close because we have so many indicators that are just completely overextended to the downside. We got, weekly RSI, totally oversold, record lows, monthly RSI, record lows. A lot of on-chain indicators suggesting that we are coming into max pain. Miners are going bankrupt. There's all kinds of drama, and this is actually not a bad thing. You actually kind of want to have this type of dramatic activity near a cycle low. Right, you want to see people going bankrupt because then it becomes more certain that you're at maximum pain, right? So even though it's devastating, we are getting some signs here that we could be at a cycle low. Though I'm not saying the bottom is in, of course. Bitcoin did test 17,500, and we have bounced up now above 20,000. Like I was saying on Twitter yesterday, the moment we bounce above 20K, everyone's going to be screaming, the bottom is in, the bottom is in. But that is not something that we can necessarily say yet. We don't really have that much of a bounce. We're not really creating higher highs just yet, even on the lower time frames. And we also have to wait to see what the stock market does, right? Because if stocks just plummet this week, Bitcoin's not going to perform so well. We've seen this correlation come up to record highs, guys. The Bitcoin stock market correlation has hit a record high in terms of how correlated they are. So, yeah, what's up, guys? Welcome to the stream. I see a lot of familiar faces in the chat. Guys, we just got started. So I also wanted to do something else real quick here, which was a poll. Now this poll, I think the way that this works is I can just post this into the chat, and then you guys can basically like anonymously vote. We're going to do a poll. Is the Bitcoin bottom in? That's how we're going to kick off this stream right now. I'm going to post the link in the chat right now, and then I'm going to pin it so you guys can see that. I think it's pinned. So go to the straw poll, take your vote, and I believe we can see this in real time now. Let me check. Yep. So this is going to be live now. The battle of the bulls and the bears. Let's see this one. Is the Bitcoin bottom in? Link is in the chat, guys. You can all take a vote. So far, I mean, when I run polls on Twitter too, and most people say the bottom is not in. But is the crowd always right? I don't know. So definitely people being very skeptical. That is definitely the most popular answer so far. Edward Park is in the chat. What is up, man? Oh yeah, another while we wait. Well, that's weird. My camera just shut off. Hold on 1 second. While we wait for this poll, you guys see that Solana blocked one of the top wallets, the whale wallets? I don't know why my camera just turned off. 1 second, guys. That was probably the battery. Sorry about that. I guess we're screwed on the camera for now. I think I got to change the battery. But yeah, definitely people are skeptical right now. That's for sure. I saw this article right here. I hope the stream is still up and running. Solana-based protocol Solen has voted to temporarily control the largest whale account to mitigate liquidation risk. I mean, so much for DeFi, right? So much for DeFi. That is absolutely ridiculous that we're seeing this type of activity at the bottom. People are literally freezing blockchains to stop the dump. All right, yeah, so most popular vote is dump it. Bitcoin bottom is not in. So that is what you guys think. The crowd, I don't know. The crowd is usually overly pessimistic at the bottom, and the crowd is usually overly enthusiastic at the top, right? A lot of people have lost a lot of money. We've all probably lost a lot in value in our portfolios, and most people are definitely going to be pessimistic here when it comes to Bitcoin. But that's usually how it is at the bottom. Now, again, I'm not saying the bottom is in, but we're at least close. What we're seeing right now on the weekly chart for Bitcoin is that we've actually, we still have almost 20 minutes left until our weekly candle close, 21 minutes. We have officially exceeded the weekly volume. This volume signature has exceeded the previous weekly volume signature there. It is now, still lower, but getting close to the 2021 30K low. And if you look all the way to the left, this is the highest weekly candle other than this one since COVID, right? If we look even further back, the weekly volume right here is pretty much on par with the 20K peak volume, right? And that's usually an indication that enough coins are changing hands that we're at least getting close to a low, guys. At least getting close. Because again, I can't say the bottom is in because one, I don't know, and two, if the stock market continues to dump, well, Bitcoin's going to continue to dump most likely as well, or at least just retest the lows, right? But like I was saying in my last YouTube video, once you get below that 20K level, institutions are definitely interested in getting some Bitcoin. That we know, right? So anytime spent below 20K, I think is going to be short-lived most likely. I could end up being wrong about that. Depends on how bad the global economic environment gets. But that weekly volume right there, we had like a double signature here. And that does give me confidence that a lot of coins are changing hands. We're likely setting in some kind of macro low of some kind. It's at least close. And there's a lot of good reasons for that. And before we go into that, let's just hop into the BLX here. Look at this chart. I've been talking about this a little bit on Twitter and some of my recent videos. We were talking about, the fact that when Bitcoin, previous cycles, when Bitcoin's falling below the 20-month EMA, usually that is just a few months to the low. So, for example, let's go back to previous bear market here. We had the 20-month EMA in 2014. Once we got below it, 1, 2, 3, 4 months, just 4 months, and you're at the bottom. And of course, nobody, okay, I shouldn't say nobody, like a lot of people were saying, oh, it's not the bottom, we're going to go lower, Like, how can Bitcoin sustain this move? This is not the bottom, the bottom's not it, and then it's the bottom, right? Same thing happened in 2018. After we broke the 20-month EMA, 2 months, just 2 months, and we were at the bottom. So 4 months down, bottom, 2 months down, bottom. Of course, it's always going to be different. It's never going to be exactly the same, right? And a lot of people think, oh, 4 months down, 2 months down, that means that this one's going to be shorter. I mean, if that was the case, Bitcoin wouldn't have a bear market in the future, which is totally ridiculous. But yeah, so now we're on 2 months down. So currently we're equivalent to 2018, 2 months down. It's possible that Bitcoin could, of course, bounce up and see lower prices in a few months, and then it would end up being more along these lines. But the way that this usually plays out is Bitcoin is riding the relevant trend line of the trend of that cycle. Like a lot of people out there, they take a line and they just throw it across the entire chart, and that makes no sense, right? I mean, each cycle has its own trend line. And so Bitcoin had this trend line, we broke below it, and then we went sideways, and then we created a new trend line. Bitcoin runs up, falls below the 20-month EMA, breaks below the relevant trend line, goes sideways, and then we recover. Bitcoin runs up, breaks below the 20-month EMA, breaks below the relevant trend line, and that's where we are now. We're in a very similar spot to all these previous cycles. Is Bitcoin close to the bottom? Close? I think so, yeah. Is the bottom in? I'm not sure. I'm going to wait for actual reversal signals. We don't really have any type of clear reversal signal yet, right? I mean, if you just go over to the Bitcoin chart and you pull up your weekly, all right, we have a major red candle down. Weekly volume is good. Like I just said, weekly volume is looking good, but no like engulfing candles, nothing like that. 3-day is just about to barely going green right now. We still have a day left on this. So we have that, looks like maybe it could be a reversal spot, though. Just like this zone here looked like that too. We ended up just going sideways and down. Will Bitcoin just go sideways and down? I suppose that's possible as well, right? And then real quick, the daily is, oh, I guess it's not bullishly engulfing. It was earlier, but we're at least sort of getting some kind of potential reversal here of some kind. But is it going to be a long-term reversal, short-term? That is to be determined, right? And so, yeah, I think that right now Bitcoin will likely trade sideways for at least half a year. And, you know, one thing to remember about these downtrends, one, you know, just remember the trend is your friend until the end of the trend. This trend is still down. It's still a downtrend. We have not confirmed a break of the downtrend. The last time we did something like that where we confirmed the break of the downtrend was over here in 2018. This is a really good example where, you know, we're kind of just remaining below this downward sloping trend line, and right when we got up to it, the market interpreted this as the resistance, and we broke above it quite fast. We kind of just snapped above it. And of course, that took how long? We had that major red weekly candle right there, and then it took 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, you know, a long time, over a year before breaking out. And so if you're looking at Bitcoin now, the trend is your friend until the end of the trend. And we likely have, I mean, what is it, June? Yeah, guys, I mean, we have like 6 months at least. 6 months to just go nuts. We can go nuts all in this range, right? But, you know, it's just going to be sideways. You know, don't expect anything too major until we pop that trend line. Because again, let's say we even reverse here. If we come up to that downward sloping trend line, we might still see that continued fear, that the, you know, people looking for the exit door up at resistance, thinking this is a great place to exit. Price comes down again, right, and then we recover later. You know, it's unlikely that Bitcoin's just going to recover, right? I mean, we're likely going to see, you know, this is a damaged market, guys. This is a damaged market, and it's likely that Bitcoin's going to be spending time at low levels before breaking out, whether this is the bottom or not. You know, whether we go lower. Yeah, we'll probably spend a lot of time down here and look for a breakout later. The trend is our friend until the end of the trend, and we are so far away, so far away. So the good news is you got time to accumulate. There's not necessarily a rush to do so, right? You got time, at least half a year. And think about it, you know, these ranges are going to be traded. So, you know, if there's any big players out there, you know, Wall Street players looking to make some money on Bitcoin volatility, you know, if they were just accumulating, let's just say like 19K or something. I mean, 50%, they just pull in a 50% swing within a couple months. They're probably going to take some profit, guys, then look to reaccumulate. So I don't see us exiting this for like at least half a year, right? I mean, it's a pretty reasonable thing to say, reasonable expectation, I think. But let's see here. What is our poll at? Is this still the same results? Yep. 74 to 25. Was that the end of the poll? I'm not sure how long these go. Anyway, most people think we're going to dump, it seems. So most of you guys think the bottom is not in. But I haven't looked at chat in a bit. So let me look at chat real quick. See Craig in the chat. What's up, man? Arab Money, Edward Park, a lot of regulars here. What's up, guys? 6CZR1. What's up? How you guys doing? I had my camera on and then my battery died. And I don't feel like replacing it right now during the stream. Let's see what you guys are saying in chat. Kevin Blanger's here. Yeah, guys, I haven't done a live stream in quite some time. It has been a minute, hasn't it, right? Let's see. In the previous bear market, I'd probably be live every day. We got Bid Moon in the chat coming in with the 5. He says, Kevin Live is bullish. Hope all is well. Well, not necessarily, guys. Kevin Live, I'm kind of disappointing people by saying that we're going to be going sideways for half a year. Right? Everyone just wants to think that they caught the bottom and then we're just up and up and out instantly moon. Probably not. It's a downtrend. We got lower highs. We ain't out of the woods. We ain't even close to we're in the middle of the woods right now, guys. We're smack in the middle. We don't have a map. We don't know where we're going. We're trying to figure it out. It's pretty much where we are. Someone says, Kevin, you don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I don't. Julio, you says, you know a lot about AI and futurism. Have you ever looked at the identity of Satoshi? Yeah, not really. Who is Satoshi? I mean, probably Hal Finney or somebody very close to him, probably. Let's see what else you guys said since I missed all of this chat. Yeah, you guys know what else is interesting? If you take your fib, and let's say, we're looking for downside targets here, right? Take your fib from the swing low of 2021 to the swing high of the end of 2021. Look at that. Look at that. Bang. A touch right off the 1272. So a lot of people out there will say, fibs are garbage. I mean, they're really not, because market participants are using them to look for areas of interest. And basically, it's like a self-fulfilling prophecy. Orders just build up along these fib nodes. And we kind of just gapped right from this one straight to this one. And that's where we're finding the bounce. Is it a coincidence? Absolutely not, guys. The 1272 was an area of interest, and we are getting some major weekly volume right along that. And usually, even though this weekly volume signature failed, usually when you get these weekly volume signatures, it means you're, putting in some kind of macro structure. So, yeah, we'll see. We will see, guys. If the stock market continues to be unstable, I could see Bitcoin maybe, pumping up and going sideways and dipping a little lower and just kind of doing something like that, right? Everyone's going to think that we're either going to the moon or that we're going to zero, and then we end up just maybe going a little lower sideways and then break out at the end of the year. That's usually how Bitcoin behaves. See what else people are saying here. People are saying Adam Back is Satoshi. Dan Pena is Satoshi. Peter Schiff is Satoshi. Yeah, I mean, also, guys, I think that these are great areas of accumulation overall. I mean, this is a great time to be buying. I mean, if you liked Ethereum at 4K, you better like it at 900. Right? If you liked Bitcoin at 69, you better like it at 17. You got a lot of upside here, right? The multiples are quite good at these price levels. But yeah, we still have about 8 minutes until the weekly candle close. What do we got in the short term? Let's go to the hourly. A little bit of a bounce. We kind of did pop above some resistance here. Kind of just stuck in that support range, previous support range. It'll be interesting to see what happens upon the new weekly open, if anything happens. And so also, one thing I was looking at was the 200, sorry, the white screen probably blinded you guys. 200-week moving average suggests we're at a pretty low point there. MVRV Z-score, wait, can I zoom in on this? Let me see. Talked a lot about this recently. MVRV Z-score coming up to levels that, 1, 2, 3 times. We've only seen levels this low in the MVRV Z-score 3 times in Bitcoin history, right? So, a lot of people are obsessed. They are obsessed with the idea. Oh, wait, my camera's not on. People are obsessed with the idea of is the bottom in? Is the bottom in? No, we're going lower. I mean, how much does it really matter, right? Even if Bitcoin goes to 14K, how much does it really matter? If you're averaging in at 20, 17, 14. I mean, how much does it really matter in the end, long term, when you got on-chain metrics looking so oversold, and how much upside potential there is from here? Like every time we get this low, I mean, if you're just buying, you could literally just randomly buy at these levels and you're doing great in the long term, right? It's not all too important about all these little, you know, the little details on the chart, you know, whether we bought them here or a little lower. It's not all that important as long as you're just taking advantage of it. The PUL multiple, this is very important one. Talked about this a lot recently as well. Profitability of miners, very important for this market, right? Miners are the biggest sellers in the market. They're the biggest bears. They're always selling, right? Pay for cost. Bitcoin is now below electricity cost, below production cost. And we have the PUL multiple also sitting at levels we've only seen once, twice, 3 times before. Now sitting at some record lows. Well, not record lows, but, you know, pretty damn low. Pretty damn low, guys. That means that miners have entered maximum pain. The maximum pain threshold for miners has been reached. And whenever we're this low on the PUL multiple, well, it's looking like a pretty good spot to be accumulating and DCAing, usually, right? I'm not saying the bottom's in. I'm just saying good prices, right? Doesn't matter if you buy the exact bottom, as long as you're buying the low, selling high. I mean, that's, I guess, what matters, right? So just like these areas, here we are once again. Miners going bankrupt, shutting down, can't sustain themselves, all signs of a cycle low, right? So PUL multiples is very useful for looking at these bottoms, right? So MVRVZ score, 200 week. Oh yeah, this one's just painful to look at. This one's almost just a comical. Bitcoin profitable days, none. Canceled. Literally the entire bull market has been canceled. Look at that, guys. We dipped below 20. We canceled the bull market. What did we do, guys? What did we do? So you guys are saying in chat. KB says he put in a buy order at 17.5 and never got filled. What exchange were you on? 17.5. Oh, well, I mean, if you did it at exactly 17.5, well, that's why. Because it didn't actually touch exactly that. Right? 4 minutes left. 4 minutes left until the weekly close. But yeah, this is, I mean, incredibly painful to see. First time ever that Bitcoin, so if you're looking back in history, this cycle top right here, we bottomed out well above that. This cycle top bottomed out well, you know, not a straight line there, but well above that. And RIP, guys, last bull market was canceled. So that's painful. This is real pain, guys. This is max pain. You could have been buying for multiple years and you're just at break even or down. Edward Park says Celsius might survive as long as Bitcoin doesn't go to 13,600s. Yeah, I mean, I keep seeing that the Celsius liquidation price continues to drop. It was like 18, 17, and it was like 14. Now it's apparently 13,600. I feel like they're going to find a way to just keep lowering that number. I don't think they're going to sit there and let it happen. Yeah, what do you guys? Are you guys accumulating right now? Let me know in the chat. All right, guys, 3 minutes left to weekly close. Currently 20,575. That weekly RSI is pretty unbelievable to look at as well. Let's go to the weekly here. RSI. So this weekly close is coming in at a read of 25. 25. And now we're looking at Bitcoin This is the weekly, right? Yeah, we're looking at Bitcoin now from the beginning of time, and we are at the record lows. So yeah, I mean, since 2011, guys, weekly RSI now hitting record lows. I mean, like, how can you look at that and say it's not a good buy? You know, it's definitely, okay, I can't say definitely, but it's likely to be a good accumulation zone. Now, we do have an interesting pattern on this weekly RSI. If we go to the downward sloping resistance, I mean, every cycle kind of has this type of pattern for the most part. Well, wait, that's the COVID crash. It's a little different. Like this right here, we got like this resistance, downward sloping resistance for the weekly RSI. Same thing over here. And it's only until you really break that things really start to shift. Because if you're looking at that area there, right there, when we break the resistance, you know, we're sitting, you know, at this low in 2015. And 2018, same thing, of course. So Bitcoin right now, sitting at a low point of the weekly, what we could see is if you, like, for example, looking at 2015, because it's starting to look a little bit more like this bear market. If we come up like that, you know, that's when we'll get that weekly RSI breakout. And that's going to be more so, I would say, confirmation of sideways. Because right now, the trend is our friend until the end of the trend. Downside, lower highs on the weekly RSI. If we pop above this and break it, that's when we could be looking for that sideways action. And then the accumulation is going to become a little bit, you know, it'll be a little bit more comfortable to accumulate Bitcoin after breaking the weekly RSI up. At that point, I'd be pretty confident. And I was like, okay, we have a cycle low and we're likely going sideways before the next relevant trend line is created, right? So definitely one to look out for, guys. Keep your eye on the weekly RSI breakout. We are likely many months away. It's not going to happen fast, but you know. All right, so we have the weekly close now. Just took place. Let's see. All right, so on Coinbase, weekly close came in 20,552. So I'm just zooming in here on this. So new weekly is open right there. I mean, is it a good weekly close? Well, no, obviously not, because we dumped. But the interesting sign is that we do have the weekly volume signature here. And after, you know, it depends. If the environment is extreme, yeah, you can break below these weekly volume spikes. It's happened before. I mean, the stock market kind of allowed us to do that recently. But if the stock market has any sort of stability going forward or a rebound, I think it's going to be difficult for Bitcoin to really get much lower after seeing that much volume. But those could be famous last words, maybe a little bit lower. But it looks like we got a lot of interest below 20K there. So, you know, again, just flipping through all of these things, like we have so many signals saying that we're at the bottom. We're likely at the bottom. But yeah, guys, other than that, I mean, that's the record low for the weekly right there. 25. Wait, actually, this is the BLX. Let me see something here. This might not be updated. 26, I guess. Go to Bitstamp. Yeah, so we hit a 25 or 26 record low in the weekly. And also, I've been talking about this one, the Huddle wave, definitely an interesting metric right now, because I explained this on Twitter and I explained this on Patreon as well. But the bear market usually has, you know, people stacking. Huddle waves going up. Then when we're bottoming out, we're curling over, right? Bull market comes in, a lot of spending. Huddle wave is going down. People are selling, spending, moving Bitcoin, right? Bear market comes in. Bitcoins are becoming dormant, right? Sitting in the wallets. And then we have the curl over. We start to curl over, right? And that's usually a sign of a low point. Huddle wave comes down. People are spending their Bitcoin because we're going up. And look at what we're doing, guys. We're curling over. So the Huddle wave is suggesting that we're getting to a point where instead of people, you know, it's just getting to that point where it's looking like we're getting to, you know, a flat period where basically it's going to, maybe, I mean, it could just kind of sit up here for a while. And then when things get a little bit more bullish, it's coming down a little bit later. Again, like it could take 6 months and then we come down again. But, you know, those that curling over action is usually a pretty good tell that we're getting near a low. Near a low. Again, I'm not calling the bottom. I don't want people to be like, you called the bottom. No, guys, I'm not calling the bottom. But we're near a low, likely. Zero X says, Sven, you're a doll. Love you. Love you guys too. I appreciate all you guys coming in and, you know, being here during the bear market. Smashing the like button during the bear market and subscribing during the bear market. You guys are the real ones. You know, I actually, you know, when I was starting my channel, when I was basically warning of a, you know, over here when Bitcoin was like breaking below the parabola, I started my channel and was warning about prices like, you know, 2,500, which we didn't see. But all the people that I picked up, you know, as viewers in the bear market stuck around like for almost, there's so many people from this era still watching this channel, because what we get in the bull markets is everyone just comes out of the woodwork, and then once we dump, they all leave. So I got a really awesome viewer base, a really loyal viewer base, because I'm doing content in the bear market. And people that are here right now, you guys are the ones that actually, you know, reap the gains in the bull markets. A lot of people out there, they see you know, Bitcoin on the news and they're like, honey, we got to go buy some Bitcoin, and then they buy the top, you know. But if you're accumulating down here, it's going to be painful, because pain does come in the form of sideways action. I mean, creating content in this range was horrible. It was a ghost town in crypto, an absolute ghost town. There was nobody there. But there was the few people that were there are still here today, right? So it's going to be painful, guys. I mean, some of you guys are probably going to drop out and get bored as well after seeing price action like that. But if you stick through it, if you just continue to accumulate, you'll probably do all right. And I know it's painful, guys. My Ethereum staking position, I could probably just pull it up here. It's actually kind of funny. You guys want to see this? This is my Ethereum 2 staking position right here. So my Eth2 stake has gone from $200,000. Again, I can't take this out, right? It's staked, it's locked. So there's nothing I can do. 200K, over 200K to 33. That's so bad. That is so bad. But I'm going to get this staking position up as much as I can in this bear market. I'm very likely going to be accumulating Ethereum soon. You know, just want to increase the stake and just have it there for years. You know, just have it there for years. At this point, what am I going to do, right? What am I going to do with that? Just leave it there. Build it. Keep it there. Earn the rewards. Wait 3 years, 4 years. I mean, that'll be a fantastic return. Fantastic return. If Ethereum ends up going to, let's just draw an upward sloping resistance line. If Ethereum ends up going to, you know, let's say we end up going to this top line eventually, that this is the next halving era. I kind of just drew it to line up with the halving. That is a at least going to be, you know, $10,000, maybe $15,000 Ethereum. $10,000 to $15,000 Ethereum. I mean, that's pretty amazing returns, right? A lot of people, they're all looking for altcoins and like low caps and stuff like that. You know, if you're buying those now, you're probably going to get wrecked. A lot of them aren't going to come back. But I always ask people, I'm like, is 1,300% not good enough? I mean, maybe it's not if you're a small account out there, but if you're buying for the next 6 months to a year, and you're stacking really hard that Ethereum. You're just stacking the Ethereum. Are you not happy with 1,300%? You don't really need to risk. You don't need to. That's something I learned in this bull market, right? That's something I did wrong, was bought too many random altcoins. You don't really need to do that. It's too much to manage. There's too much chaos. Coins are getting hacked, getting rugged, all this crap. And then they end up being worthless in the end. Ethereum has a sustainable growth curve, right? I mean, overall, look at that. It's great. Crazy bear market dumps and stuff like that, but 1,300% is pretty damn good. You don't really need alts if you're just kind of stacking heavy on ETH. Well, I shouldn't say alts because Ethereum isn't alt, but Ethereum is like the bank of all alts. I mean, you can do so much with Ethereum. But yeah, I mean, a lot of people think there's going to be an Ethereum killer. I disagree completely. I completely disagree, guys. I mean, Solana's shutting down and then blocking whale wallets. I mean, what the hell? What the hell are they doing over there? I do not want to be a part of that. Ethereum is superior, and I think it'll improve over time. It's going to be slow. I mean, Ethereum's like a turtle these days, but I think long term probably be still the best bet. I could be wrong. That's what I think currently. Can you comment on the Solana news today? Are you talking about? I just brought this up earlier. Solana-based protocol Solend has voted to temporarily control the largest whale account to mitigate liquidation risks. What? What? So much for DeFi. This is SenFi right here. Centralized finance. We're just going to block you. Sorry. Oops. That's so ridiculous. So let's see. Since the weekly close, which was where, I guess, the last hourly, not all too much taking place just yet. Yeah, I mean, again, it's something to be mindful of. We're all looking for the bottom, hoping for the bottom, but just remember this. All the metrics are showing that we're likely near the bottom. Doesn't mean we're at it. And just remember that we are in a downtrend. Okay. I've talked a lot about the psychology of how these trends are built in previous videos. I mean, my regular viewers probably heard this 1,000 times, but when people are buying in a bear market and then the price breaks out, like especially above the all-time high right there, all the people that were buying are now on social media screaming, "Hey, look, we're making money here. Bitcoin's the best." And then a whole new wave of people comes in. And then once this new wave is making money again on the next breakout, then it's not just them saying, "Oh my God, I'm making money." It's everyone. "Oh my God, we're all making money." A new wave comes in. They're now when this recovers, they're making money. Now everybody's making money now. And that's called emotional feedback. And the same thing happens on the downside. The same thing takes place on the downside. And what the reason I'm talking about that is just because there's fear. People are looking for the exit door right now, right? If this thing bounces, people are going to say, "Ooh, exit. Ooh, higher prices. I can get out." Right? This is my exit. This is my chance. And then you get those secondary waves of fear, and eventually you bottom. But you're going to get a lot of those dumps, guys. We're going to likely get a lot of those kinds of dumps along the way. Right? That bearish emotional feedback, all that fear, the people that were, "Oh, look, I'm making money," and then we dump. It's like, "Oh, I'm break even. Oh, I'm down. I'm down 60%." And like that fear, it's the opposite way. Yeah, that'll continue to be that'll continue to exist for a while, right? Like pumps will get sold into. It's not going to be fast. It never is. I mean, in terms of the recovery, it's not going to be fast. It never is. And currently, we're also still in a downtrend. I mean, we're like parabolic to the downside, not the parabola that you want to see. So even though we're bouncing, volume's good. Still be cautious, of course. I mean, this could just be a lower high. I don't know. I mean, I have no idea how this is going to play out. I really want to see how the stock market performs this week. So that'll be interesting. In terms of that, what are we doing here? Stock market futures are open, right? Yeah. S&P futures kind of looking like Bitcoin on the way that it looks like that. The way that it looks like coming down here, this stock market futures kind of have the similar look. Very similar look. So yeah, I mean, if stocks dump, this could just be a lower high or just a retest of the low or something. I mean, it's all short-term stuff. Not something I really want to try to predict. And again, I don't really care, and it's not that important, right? If you're buying here, accumulating, and Bitcoin goes like this, and you average in there, right? So you're just averaging, and then eventually, it doesn't matter what happens. Eventually, eventually, there's a recovery. So I've missed chat for a bit. Someone says, can I make a $5,000 tonight so I don't have to start work tomorrow? Yeah, I mean, you could take some big risk there. Kev, are you accumulating ApeCoin on the dip? No. I don't really, I don't really like do the NFT thing. I do have NFT projects that I'm looking at. There are certain projects that I think could be good. Let me see if I can just pull this up here. So again, I never bought NFTs, right? I bought like a couple, didn't do so well, but that was like a long time ago, and I really don't buy NFTs. I don't think I've actually bought one. I've been given them. But this is a project that I think. So if you guys want to see a cool NFT project, now again, I haven't bought this yet. I think this will dump another 50% in this bear market. It'll be much cheaper later on probably. But this is pretty cool. This project right here, again, I don't own it yet, but I'm looking to buy it. Don't pump it without me, all right? I'm waiting for like another 50% drop. So this is cool because these are NFTs that you can program and they can complete tasks for you on the blockchain. They're called brains. So you can train them and they could theoretically go and play a crypto game for you automatically. They could trade. They could be a trading bot. You can train them to do all these things. So it's like Chainlink with NFTs. This is like the Chainlink of NFTs, where you got these brains, you can train them, have them complete tasks, and it's pretty cool. I'm not an expert on it yet. Done some research, talked to some people about it. Some of the people that are actually working with the team, I've talked to one of them. Actually, I think he's a Patreon member of mine. Yeah. And so this is a cool one. So I'm going to shout this one out. It's like the only project I actually am curious about for NFTs. And again, I haven't bought it and I've never bought NFTs before. But I figured I'd shout that one out. You guys let me know. DM me on Twitter about what you think about that one. Rashid coming in with the $20 says, Kev, may I ask you to collaborate with Ben Cohen? Sure. I mean, me and him have had like debates on Twitter that got a little bit heated, a little bit dramatic or whatever. We were both just being kind of stupid. But I mean, that was a while ago. So I don't know, maybe. We'll see. I mean, I would just wait for him to ask me because his channel's bigger. But yeah, I don't know. View on Chainlink, amazing buy opportunity. Chainlink's so far down right now. Actually, that's a great question. Did we break out of the long-term channel for Chainlink? I think it's the Binance chart. Wait, Chainlink USDT. This is the long-term chart. Yeah, we broke it. Damn. I mean, that was a while ago. I just haven't looked at this particular channel, this like upward sloping channel. Yeah, we broke that a long time ago. So that's a shame. But I mean, this is a pretty amazing opportunity for Chainlink. I mean, if you were bullish on Chainlink at 20, you know, $6 is a great deal. And obviously we know Chainlink is one of the most used or most adopted projects in crypto. I mean, they have, I think, the most partnerships in crypto. I mean, despite the price sucking and the whale wallets dumping, I think it's still a good opportunity overall. I should do a more in-depth analysis on this soon. Looks like we got to try to get a little pump there. But yeah, I'm going to be accumulating Chainlink, Ethereum, KuCoin token, KCS. That's another one I like. Jesus says, keep the super chats coming in. Protect this man at all costs. Can you check the BSV to BTC chart? I appreciate that donation. Jesus is always in the comment section, so I appreciate that. The account name is Jesus, just so you know. It's not the actual Jesus, or maybe it is. BSV to BTC. What has the longest price history? Bitfinex, maybe? Is this it? This is 2018. I think this is it. I can check over here real quick. Hold on. These wicks make it look ridiculous. So someone just donated asking for BSV. Yeah, that should be it. I mean, yeah, I don't know. You know, well, that's a good pump we got going. But what I was going to say is whenever you got a chart that's just not pumping and just going down and to the right, not pumping really, like it has these pump and dumps, but it's not, there's no growth. I mean, I generally avoid those kinds of assets. One of them is XRP, right? Same deal. I avoid it because it's no growth. XRP is at 30 cents. Guess what the price of XRP was in June of 2017? 30 cents. Same as today. So anyway, I don't really like the chart. I'll just tell you that. Again, I'm not talking down on the project itself. And Jesus, you're a great viewer, so I'm not trying to offend you either, but I don't know. Just not a fan of this chart. I don't like assets that look like this. I mean, great pump we got going though. But it's already up like almost 100% there, so that's cool. I don't have anything pulled up on this. Looks like you still got room to move up on the weekly, but that's a pretty fast move. I'd be really careful about this one. Like FOMOing in a bear market is a way to get wrecked. So let me just explain this real quick. In a bull market, when the price is coming up and building up, let's just say we have an ascendant triangle. When the market is bullish, the breakout is likely, right? The current trend is down. So if you have a pattern like that, an ascendant triangle, but the overall trend is down, it's not so likely that you're going to get the breakout that you want. So breakout trading in a bear market, I guess that's my main point. Trying to trade breakouts in a bear market is not a good idea. But again, I don't know what the news is for this coin, but I would just be careful about FOMOing. If you got in at good prices, then that's fine. But there's not much to read here when you're kind of just ripping up with no stop. If we go to our last swing high to swing low, we just hit our first fib target, looks like. So it looks like we're seeing resistance along the 236 fib, which is also a previous support. So I don't know. I guess what is this, like the popular coin today? BSV, because it's pumping, I guess. That's probably why you were looking at it. Yeah, if you break above that support, then you might see moves up towards, you know, 0.00478, maybe. But again, it's a downtrend. Lower highs. it's just not, you don't want to be trading altcoin breakouts in a bear market, because usually it just ends up looking like this. You think you're getting in, you're going to FOMO in, and then this goes for really any altcoin. Just be careful. Breakout buying in bull markets works. Breakout buying in bear markets does not work. Shai says, can you look at Sol? Also, it's is it really that bad stopping a whale via governance to protect holders? But I get it. I mean, that seems a little bad to me. Seems a little bad to me. I'm sure that, I don't know. I don't really like the fact that they're able to do that. I mean, imagine if we were just blocking Bitcoin whales somehow. How would you guys like that? Wow, the Solana chart is really back to the bottom here. What has the longest Solana history? So we got Binance. I don't know. With all this news coming out with Solana, it's like, I don't know. I mean, it's probably a good buy. It probably is. Can't say it's not. But it's just like they just keep freezing the chain, blocking whales, and I don't really like it. This is a weird one. I guess we're in a falling wedge. So you could be looking for the price to kind of tighten up around here. We're probably 70% of the way in. I would say we're at least close to it. But if you get like right now buying Solana, I would say it's kind of a shot in the dark. I mean, if you think it has value, then long term it's good. But if you're waiting for like some kind of confirmation, you'd be looking for maybe a break of this downward sloping resistance or like this falling wedge type pattern. So that could be, or maybe even just a break above that, which is what, 34.40, or the falling, the downward sloping resistance. Get above that, then you might see a little bit more upside, maybe some sideways action. I mean, but again, it doesn't really, it's all about Bitcoin. Really just up to Bitcoin at this point. You're kind of just waiting for Bitcoin to make the move, and then your altcoins will follow. So doing analysis on altcoins is kind of useless. Kind of. Mendicant bias is just throwing in the $10. I appreciate it. No comment. I appreciate that. John M says, you are not worried that the SEC will come after KuCoin? Yeah, there's always that risk for KuCoin. So that's definitely a risk. But if you have your KCS in your own wallet, in your own ledger, I mean, yeah, I mean, I don't know. What, like one day we're all going to get blocked or something? I suppose it's possible. Any views on Ethereum? Someone says, I'm going to be mostly focused on Ethereum, guys, in this bear market, actually. It's one of the coins I want to accumulate the most. SAS Crypto says, hey, Kevin, you come highly recommended from Crypto Zombie. Yeah, Crypto Zombie has given me a lot of shout outs, and I'm super thankful for that. He's been amazing. He's definitely helped my career, pushed it forward, got me some more exposure. Crypto Zombie's the man. And I'm glad he's back making videos too. Yesin says, do a daily stream, bro. Yeah, I mean, I might. I've thought about it, and I thought, go back to my roots. Like in the bear market in 2018, I was streaming almost every day, sometimes multiple times a day. And I'm thinking maybe I should do it again. Because the good thing about that is you just gain such loyal followers in a bear market. But anyway, guys, this was the first stream I've done in a really long time. It's been like more than half a year, I think, or even longer. So I'm a little bit rusty. I don't have the flow down like I usually do, but if I just keep doing it, I'll probably be get back in the flow. Also, my camera shut down early on in the stream. It was on before. Mendicant Bias says, Kevin, say hi to me. What's up, dude? Yeah, I appreciate your donation there. Appreciate that. Just looking at chat real quick. But yeah, guys, I mean, that's pretty much it. Not too much action on the weekly candle open. We talked about a lot of stuff earlier on the stream, so you can rewind the stream. Gonna probably continue to do more streams now that we're in a bear market, because I think people really need it. They really need somebody to be there regularly. A lot of influencers are leaving, not doing content. So I think I might just switch it up and be like, you know, doing bear market content more often. Jesus coming up with the 5 says, you're a legend, keep doing what you're doing. Appreciate that. That's like your 3rd donation. Much appreciated. Do a live stream with Tyler S. Crypto. That would be awesome. That would be cool. I mean, me and him chat all the time. Joke around on Twitter all the time. I mean, I don't think I told Tyler this, but every day I look at, I literally just type in his Twitter to see what he's posted, because he's got some great posts. But yeah, guys, we're probably gonna be doing streams more often. Gonna end it here. We've been streaming for I don't know how long. It has been over an hour now. We watched the weekly close. Not too much action on that. We went over a lot of stuff earlier, so rewind it if you want. And we also did this straw poll here, and most people think we are going to dump. So you guys voted that we're gonna dump. But we'll see. We will see, guys. I mean, we totally could. If Ethereum comes back below $1,000 or lower, I think I'm going to start accumulating heavily. I would love to see like a $700 Ethereum. That would be pretty cool, because I'd love to be buying that. But yeah, guys, I appreciate everyone tuning in, and we'll probably do these streams more. I'll talk to you all on the flip side.